I have social anxiety, and not just kind of like I get a little uncomfortable sometimes when I'm in public, but literally I avoid social situations altogether. It's kept me from doing things that otherwise would have been a really good time just because of the number of people or the number of strangers or how I'm feeling that day or if I'm tired. There are so many factors that go into how much my social anxiety affects me. The reason I wanted to make this video is because after I went to VidCon, I discovered that I am not alone in fighting with this social anxiety. A lot of people that love YouTube are sitting in front of their computer enjoying YouTube because it's more comfortable than it is to be out with friends. I have, at times, paralyzing social anxiety. People tell me that they can't even tell I have it because I have trained myself to be enough of an actress where I kind of hide it and put on a real smiley face. And when I get uncomfortable, I just talk too much. Instead of getting quiet, I just word vomit. And I know it's different for everybody. While social anxiety will never go away, it can be dealt with. There are coping skills in a variety of styles for each kind of person. I went to VidCon for the first time this year and had the best time I've had in recent memory. I was so uncomfortable pretty much the whole time. I just wanted so badly to curl up in a ball and hide so much of the time, but was also having such an excellent experience that I was really glad that I pushed myself way out of my comfort zone to do this. VidCon is this incredible opportunity for so many awkward people who connect on this amazing internet platform and have found friendships and have connected in a way that a lot of us, like myself, aren't as good at in real life. It's hard to get to the good stuff without doing hard stuff, and I genuinely think that's true. Because there are so many kinds of social anxiety, I didn't want to just be one person saying, oh, you can deal with it, it's totally fine. Because it's not totally fine, and I don't want to speak for everyone. So I asked a few of my friends to record themselves talking about their experience with social anxiety. And in fact, not just social anxiety, but what it was like to push themselves to be at VidCon.
Hi, my name's Jacey, and I have social anxiety, the kind of social anxiety that makes it hard for me to do things like go to the store or hang out with friends. But last weekend, I went to VidCon, which was probably one of the hardest things I could have done. On Thursday, I went to the Ordinary tour with my friend Stephanie, and there was Megan Tonjes, who I'm such a big fan of, but I couldn't get up the courage to talk to her, let alone ask for an autograph or a photo, and it kind of broke my heart because I've loved her music for so long. That was just another symptom of my social anxiety. I also had a big problem with dealing with the expo hall and just dealing with thousands of people surrounding me. Sometimes it just was overwhelming to deal with so many people all at once. But I kind of got the hang of it by the time the weekend was over. Saturday, I spent probably over an hour in the expo hall. I met John Green, who's one of my personal heroes. I met the cast of the Lizzie Bennet Diaries. I met Felicia Day. I talked to Zay Frank. It was pretty amazing. And then Saturday night, I danced alone in a crowd of hundreds of people to Watsky. To say going to VidCon was one of the most amazing experiences of my life is not really an overstatement. I overcame a lot of fears, and I realized that a lot of the problems that I had with my anxiety had to do with my brain telling me that I was going to do something stupid or foolish or just ridiculous. And it turned out that I didn't really have that problem at all. So if you want to go to VidCon, I suggest you do it. Have friends there, whether you've made those friends in real life, whether you make them online, whether you make them there that day. It's a lot easier when you're not by yourself. Also, know your limits. If the expo hall seems too crowded, or the line for a panel is too long, or you just feel like you can't do it for a moment, Go outside and take a breath. You don't have to go to every single thing. Take a moment for yourself. Realize that you can do it, and go. Don't let your fear stop you, because you'll be losing out on a really, really great experience.
Stephanie asked me if I would talk about my experience with social anxiety and VidCon. First of all, I would like to say there was an absolute ton of people there, and while I can kind of deal with a ton of people, I mean, I can maneuver my way through crowds really, really well. The actual, like, trying to interact with people is much more daunting. See, I think part of it for me was that I did feel a little bit of stress to have to impress everybody that I met, because my channel name was there on my badge. You know, your community online, it makes sense. You're in your own physical space, and all of these other people are somewhere else. And you can talk to them, you can interact with these people, and once you get into a physical space together with all of these people, it's weird. I think it's weird because of the variety of different people there are, and even though their tastes might be similar in a lot of ways, the people themselves are different, and I don't know what it is, if it's that certain people don't want to approach others, certain people don't want to be approached, certain people want to approach everyone, and it's just a large variety of different kinds of people that don't know each other, but they kind of feel like they do. It's a little strange. I think it's healthy. I think it's good. I think it needs to keep happening forever. But I do think that if you're first going into it and you're jumping into an 11,000 person convention, that can be kind of jarring.
Hi guys, I'm Samma Witch, and I was asked by Miss paperstarjar, also known as Stephanie, to talk a little bit about anxiety. Anybody who follows me knows that I have many issues, one of which is anxiety, especially in large group settings. Especially things like VidCon, which was a challenge, to say the least, for me. I showed up Thursday, so from Thursday until real early in the morning Saturday, I just made sure that I was tipsy, and then I was able to function better and talk to people, be a little bit more social, because I'm not so overly worried about everything. And then the next day when I'm sober, I pick everything apart, because that's what anxiety does to your brain. It makes you overthink everything. I avoided lines. I avoided places that I knew would be tough. I actually only went in the convention center itself twice. Did not stand in any lines. I did a lot of group hangouts in people's rooms or just downstairs in the bar. That was a better setting for me personally. So I would just say you need to find things that work for you and stick with that. Friends that I knew knew my problems kind of watched out for me and got me out of situations that made me uncomfortable, or just pulled me into a new group if I was feeling uncomfortable in an old group. So I seek out people that I trust and surround myself with their love. You need to find small goals. It's all about the small goals. It's not about, oh my God, I have to go to this big event. It's, I can go to this big event, but I can do these little things that will help me survive them. I personally think it was worth it because I met a lot of great people. I was very lucky, and I realized that a lot of people don't talk about anxiety because it's deemed weird, or you're insane, or there's lots of things that go along with it. But my point is that there's, in this community, especially the YouTube community, there's a lot of support and really just genuinely good people. I met a lot of really nice people. I'm really glad I went. Made a lot of new friends and had a lot of fun. It was worth the lead up to the anxiety of it, I think, personally. I think it was worth being uncomfortable at times because the positive outweighed the negative. And that's really all you look for in life, right? Is positive outweighing the negative. My suggestion is friends that understand you, take things in small steps, and drink a lot. You should all go. Join us.
VidCon for me was a constant back and forth. I was so nervous to stand in line with all these strangers just totally crammed against me, but the experience of getting to the front of the line and meeting someone was excellent, and it made my heart burst with joy. I got to meet so many people that I adore from the internet that it really was worth it. Before I finally got on a plane and flew to VidCon, I decided not to go like 15 times. I bought my ticket back when they very first released them because I just happened to have the money then, and I was so excited about the possibility of going for the first time that I just dove in and bought the ticket. And from that point of purchasing the ticket to actually using the ticket to get in, I decided not to go over and over again. I literally went from being excited to being terrified and backing out over and over and over again. And it broke my heart repeatedly because I wanted to go so bad. But my anxiety was overwhelming my want to go. And then a couple days later, my want to go would overwhelm my anxiety. It feels stupid to me that my own brain wants to keep me from having a good time, and that for some reason being around other people is scary. But over the years, I have been taught coping skills that have helped me. Deep breathing that helps relax my body when I tense up and clench so tight that all I want to do is curl into a ball. Brain exercises that help me distract myself from how I'm feeling about the situation. There are things that I've learned to do that really helped me when I finally got to VidCon and pretty much instantly was overwhelmed. The whole experience was a mind blow. The whole point is that we can do this. I want the other people like me to know that if people belittle you for feeling this way, that they're wrong. You are entitled to all the fears that you have, but you are also entitled to be stronger than them. I really just want to encourage you all to try. And even if VidCon is too huge of a step for you to move forward into overcoming your social anxiety, there are smaller steps. Colorado has a Nerdfighter chapter that I connected with, and I interacted with those people, and that was terrifying, but they're all lovely people, and it gave me a chance to get out and be social at a much smaller size and pace. I'm just trying to say that find the level that you're willing to start at and push yourself a little bit. There's no reason to hide forever, but I wish you all the best of luck. And I hope that maybe I see a lot of you next year at VidCon. Maybe this is just the encouragement you need to take that first step to spend a little bit less time at home. Well, I hope that this made a little bit of a difference and impacted at least one person. You aren't alone. All of us are fighting with something. And for a lot of us, it's social anxiety. If anybody would like help finding resources on the internet for help, or just need somebody to talk to about this, please leave a comment below. I am more than willing to chat with just about anybody. I'm no expert except for the experience that I have dealing with this in my own life. There will be links below to everyone in this video, so if you would like to go check them out or start a conversation with them, you can find them there. Anxiety sucks, but here's hoping that we get to be tougher than it is on us. That's pretty much all I've got to say. I'll see you later.
You just watched Stephanie talk. Don't forget to tell her what you thought. Share and like, maybe subscribe. Stephanie will see you all next time.